I want to talk about cardio and rapid weight loss. Actually, I was really quite thin before I got on YouTube. I think your first videos you'll see of me on YouTube in person is 2013. You can see I was a lot lighter then. But actually, from 2007, 8, 9, 10, and 11, I was doing at least 3 hours of intense cardio on the elliptical machine every day, 365 days a week. Sometimes 8 hours a day, not all at once. It was like 3, 3, and 2. I did a few of those. I did a lot of 4 and 5 hour cardios. All that true intense ratings. And there was a number of tricks I used. Actually, when I started that, I dropped 87 pounds between the first week of January and the first week of June. So that was in 5 months, 87 pounds. And I think 50 of it came off in less than 3 months or something. It was ridiculous. So I got on a click, and this has been my pattern forever. Actually, back when I was in my early 20s, I did 130 miles of running of hills in a week in work boots, heavy work boots, like high ones with 2 pairs of cushioned socks, and it was hills. It was 20 miles a day for 6 days, and 7th day I did 10. That was a lot. I did a lot of Century Plus bike rides, which is over 100 miles. Used to run every day, a lot of times twice a day, or run and bike every day. And when I get out of it, I gain weight. That's just me. But I know when I cardio and I do it right, and I'm going to tell you one thing, I swear to God, I was resisting doing this because I figured it's not so much that the gym costs money, but you got to drive to the gym. But I found a closer gym, and they have the Life Fitness elliptical machines. I swear to God, Life Fitness equipment works a lot better. The Precor was the first one that came out with elliptical machines, but I don't just like the way they feel. I have an elliptical machine at home. I got a Horizon EX59, and it's not bad, but it sure as hell doesn't live up to the one I'm using at the gym. And I used to have a Tontori that was fold up. That I never liked. It was good for filling every once in a while. Maybe if I didn't feel like going to the gym on a Sunday, I'd use the home elliptical. That sometimes, but I would always be working out every day. That's what I was doing for many years. And I was gaining some weight, but I was so lean on weight during that time when I dropped that 87 pounds. My body fat on my Ironman scale was between 7 and 8%. I don't know if they're pinpoint accurate, but every time I weighed myself, it was between 7 and 8% on the Ironman scale. Ribs were showing, all complete definition. The abs, you can hardly any fat. You can pinch, but now it's like totally gross the other way. But people actually were calling me anorexic, and maybe that is anorexia, because when you work out to that extent, when you're worried about fat, that probably is an anorexia. I don't know. I used to be on MySpace with the anorexic girls, and I can relate because, it's not even all anorexia. Actually, people tend to cheer you on, and you're doing good in the beginning. Then when you do too good, they don't like it. I swear to God, a lot of people like that, man. So I felt better being with, online on MySpace way back with the anorexic. I don't know if they're all anorexic. Some were, some weren't. I mean, people call themselves that, but they aren't. Some are really for real. You don't want to be anorexic for real, trust me. But being thin is good. And I found out, well, back then, there were several tricks I did, but now there's some other things I'm doing right now, and I'm kind of curious how it's going to work out. But I just started doing this. Today's Friday. I didn't go to the gym yet. I started doing it, not this past Monday, the Monday before. So I did 6 days. Last week I took Sunday off. Then I did Monday, and I'll do today. I'm going to probably take Saturday and Sunday off this time because I'm not sure if I should be getting into it this hard right off the bat. I have been kind of working out once in a while, and I've been doing, like the cardio. Like I'm over 60, right? And you're supposed to do 220 minus your age, and then 80% of that's considered cardio, right? That's considered fairly intense cardio, 80% of your max heart rate. Well, I'm doing like 80% of my max heart rate for a freaking 30 or 40-year-old, between those two. And I'm like, and it doesn't feel that bad. And I'm like, But I'm not sure if that stuff is exactly right, because I'm not sure if I'm biologically, I know chronologically I'm my age, but I don't know if I'm biologically my age. A lot of people say I look younger and shit. I don't know. Maybe it's because I take a lot of nutrients. I've always been working out a lot. Now, I used to take, I still do take Nature's Way Whole Food Alive multivitamins. And one thing I used to take before was the MSM chondroitin combination. I'm taking the MSM now, which is the natural sulfur. It's good for the freaking joints and stuff. I'm going to actually tell you a couple other things. And I swear to God, it's the cardio equipment that makes the difference, man. I don't know what it is. It's the diet and the cardio equipment. And it's not so much that I'm using it at home. That one at the gym costs thousands and thousands of dollars, the Life Fitness one. Not because it's just a name brand. It's because it's much better. I mean, if you're paying, $800,000-$900,000 for some elliptical machine you get off Amazon, it ain't going to be the same as gym quality equipment, man. And I don't know if I ever get into home. Yeah, I still got the Horizon EX59. I think that was only like $700 on sale or something. But it's pretty good. But I think next time I get one, I'm going to go get one off of a gym used, like a Life Fitness. That one. Because I know that machine works. There's something about it. It's just, I don't know, it's smoother. It's more natural. And that works because you can cardio harder without tearing up your body. Now, what I used to do too, because to alleviate fat, and I'm doing a few other things besides. I'm not doing this one specific thing. I probably should do it. But I used to take L-carnitine, which is a protein, and alpha-lipoic acid combination. And that helps the body produce ATP. ATP is what the energy is in, allows the energy to go into the mitochondria of the cell. Now, you should need to also take more CoQ10, which is called a heart vitamin, while you're taking the L-carnitine alpha-lipoic combination. Usually, sometimes you'll see those combined in one pill. Alpha-lipoic acid and L-carnitine in one pill. And you want to take the CoQ10 because as the body produces the ATP, it produces, it uses up the CoQ10. Now, the ATP is great because it gives you a lot more energy and allows you to cardio harder. And it also, that's breaking down the fats. Now, some things I'm doing right now that'll probably really break down the fats is I just started doing this too, not that long ago. I started taking a lot of vitamin B3, but the true type, the type that gives you the flush, the nicotinic acid. And at first I was taking like 6,000 or 7,000 milligrams and my eyesight got a lot better. I don't know if it was from that or carrot juice or what, I'm not 100% sure, but it seemed to help. But nicotinic acid is known as a powerful detox, and it also is known as reverse aging because it's a precursor for NAD, which is a coenzyme that has been proven on laboratory experiments on mice to reverse age them. They would give NAD, the coenzyme, to mice, and the mice would be 2 or 2.5 years old, and they start behaving like 6-month-old mice again. So I'm like, well, that's cool. I'll be like 20, right? Like freaking Moses or Noah, right? Noah, 907 years old, man. He was a horny, young-looking old goat when he was freaking 400, which is fine with me. I'll be all right with that. But NAD is not actually the niacin itself, and it's got to be the true form of niacin, nicotinic acid. It's a precursor. It's one of the building blocks for NAD. So a lot of times we don't have enough B3. But the other thing with B3, it helps metabolize the carbohydrates, and it also detoxes so well that fats that trap toxins will explode if you got fats. Because I didn't even know this, man. And it's like, it's in the medical literature. It's like, you can't even find this on blogs. You got to dig into the medical doctors that are into this type of stuff, and most of them aren't. There's a few of them are. And actually, a lot of times I have to buy the hard copy books, and I read some of these gems. But they use niacin, nicotinic acid, to detox even for drug users, which I don't take any drugs ever, and I don't drink. But it's good that it detoxes, because toxins is really why fats are used to trap toxins to protect your vital organs. So you could be eating the same amount of calories. If you're exposed to toxins or you're eating toxic foods, your body will create fats to trap toxins, and you'll get fat just from toxins. I didn't know that. That's why, all calories aren't the same. That's another reason why. Now, I'm taking a lot of vitamin C, like 28 to 30,000 milligrams a day, which is another thing. It helps repair the body and all that type of stuff. So, I'm tearing stuff down. I backed off on the vitamin D to 25,000 international units, but I'm cautiously taking it with vitamin K2, which is 5,000 mcg micrograms. Now, you got to take, if you're taking higher doses of vitamin D3, you got to take it with K2. And I'm also taking 5,000 of micrograms of biotin, which is another thing that, well, they call it the beauty vitamin for hair, skin, and nails and all that stuff, but it also helps process the carbohydrates. So I got pretty good energy, man. I was doing the first day I did an hour and 40 minutes on Monday. That was not this past Monday. It was 100 minutes, right? Cardio, high cardio rate for somebody 20, 30 years younger than me. Then I did 2 hours a day the next 5 days, took one day off. Then I did 2 hours in 10 minutes, because I would do, as the cool down period, I'd stick it on manual, and I crank the button up into the cardio range, so it gives me an hour and 5 minutes to do that twice. And I've done that the last 4 days, and now it'll be the 5th day. I'll probably take 2 days off, just to be a little cautious, get back into a Monday. Now, one thing, if you get sore, I can't find it. I wish I had that miracle stuff they used to have from Herbal Remedies, but what the main ingredients in it were DMSO, which is this stuff, dimethyl sulfoxide. I swear to God, this stuff freaking is a miracle. It's when you got sore joints. Wham! Knocks down the inflammation all the way. And Arnica montana. And this Arnica montana I got off of eBay. Arnica montana is a plant. You'll never get it from a doctor, more than likely. You probably get it from herbologists, whatever you call those, especially in Europe. This is Arnica montana with 10% DMSO. A lot of times, if I feel a little sore, I usually like that Herbal Remedy stuff, but I can't get it anymore, man. They don't have it. It's cheap. Something kind of similar to it is Penetrex, but I don't know if it's as good, but 2 ounces cost like 20-something bucks, and the Herbal Remedies was like $6.95 for twice as much. So I get this. These are like, I don't know, $20, big jars, and it's pretty much the same thing. I think the Herbal Remedies formula had 50% DMSO, then mainly Arnica montana, comfy flowers, and I don't know, I think it had a little coconut oil and stuff like that. But whatever herbs you have in this, like the Arnica montana, if you put this on first, it actually has 10% DMSO. You put the DMSO over that, it'll cause the Arnica montana to go directly into the muscle and the bloodstream, and it is a great anti-inflammatory. Big time. That's a cool thing too, but I feel pretty good, man. So I'm just a little like, should I be doing this much, that fast? A lot of people would say, I know everybody would say no, but I'm not sure about the deal with the 80% cardio, 220 minus your age. Like if you're 30, it'd be 220. 30 minus 220 would be 190, and you take 80% of that. I don't know, what would that be, like 152 or something like that? It'd be 80% cardio. And I know people can do 90% cardio, but you should be doing 90% for, hours, 2 hours or something. I don't know. I've been doing, for my age, way the hell over 90% cardio for like 2 hours. I don't know if I should be doing that, but I used to be doing that for 3 hours plus every day, 7 days a week, 365. I wouldn't even miss Thanksgiving, New Year's, and Christmas. Easter, not any of those days. So I don't know. Yeah, I guess if somebody would have been like a doctor or a medical doctor wants to give you drugs for having a psychosis, they would say you got anorexia. Well, fuck you, man. I felt great, man. And now actually I feel pretty damn good too. I don't even know if it's it's hard to say. I didn't weigh myself because I'm gonna see if I see a huge physical. It seems like I lost weight, but if I see a huge physical difference, then I'm gonna weigh myself. I'm not gonna weigh myself till I see a huge physical difference. But it's almost like if you got a balloon that's this big, and it goes down from this big to this big. you don't notice it that much. It's like you're fat, and you're still fat, but maybe it's like you can't tell. But you can tell a lot when you get down to a certain point, because when you don't have that much fat left, and all of a sudden, like, oh, the definition. I noticed that before when I did that. Actually, the last time I got on this serious kick, it was the heaviest I ever was. And it was because I was freaking working so much, man. I was like coming home from work like 10 o'clock at the earliest. I would get home 12, 1 o'clock for years. And when you're doing that stuff, it screws you up, man. And it's like, you know, I always figured I'd get back. In my mind, the reason I was gaffing it off, too, was like thinking, because I was experienced at working out, you know? I was used to doing this for many, many, many years, and when you get out of it, but I always had in my mind, oh, it only took me 2 weeks or a month to get back in shape. It actually took me, well, I guess 3 months to knock out most of it, and then 5 months to get rid of, like, where I was actually better shape than I was before. Waist was around, it was a little under 30, I'd say, but I had to wear 32 pants because the freaking legs, the thighs wouldn't fit these 30 pants, you know, because the thighs were too big, you know. But very good definition, man. And it's like people, when you start doing too good, I tell you what, I tell you the biggest problem is a lot of people go, hey, you should eat something. Yeah, I am eating, you fucking, you shouldn't work out so much. What's your problem? And that's why I actually started hanging, you know, it was more like an online thing with MySpace, with the women on MySpace, because, you know, they helped me out, really. And I helped them out because all the shit they were doing, they were stupid. I mean, they were doing, you know, the sugarless freaking sweeteners and shit. And, you know, if they're still doing it, they're probably dead by now. Because that shit's dead. I would do it all natural, man. You know? Well, mostly natural, not 100% perfect. I mean, if you look at my vitamin pills, they got, like, some fillers in there or some shit. I mean, like, they're good vitamins, but they're not pure all the way. They're on the higher end of the spectrum, but, you know, I don't get that crazy about this shit. And some people were criticizing me, well, you're eating fish and it's got breading on it. I was like, well, it's got breading on it, so what? Yeah, I'm not getting that freaking nitpicky. I mean, I'm not freaking, I wasn't going for no contest or some shit. So, you know, but I found that, you know, the point of this is I found the cardio machine itself. You gotta have it's like, you know, if you're gonna pay $5,000 for the Life Fitness elliptical machine for home, yeah, fine. But the thing is, they're also huge. They weigh like 400 or 500 pounds. They one was, I think, they're 475 pounds. Not easy to move around, and they take a lot of room. That's why the only option is the freaking gym, you know. So that's what I did, and you know, that's what I was doing before. And that gym was close to where I worked, but then I'm only going in there like a day or two a week now. I'm not, you know, I could be going there every day if I want to, but I don't like doing that accounting shit so much. I don't know. It's okay, but I don't like doing it that much. I like doing this stuff on YouTube more, so I kind of concentrate more on this, even though the money is in the CPA firm, without a doubt. There's no doubt about that. But, you know, I like, you know, you got to do what you like, and I found out it's actually more fulfilling to do this because I'm telling you real shit. I mean, I'm not telling you some fake stuff, and I'm not selling you nothing. I mean, I'm not selling you DMSO or Arctica, Montana. I had a video on that from before, but I think it's, you know, I don't know where the hell it is. It's probably buried in the Google algorithm someplace, you know. But, you know, it's all those things. And you got to have the right equipment. It really probably pays to go to the gym. You know, and I don't think it's all about psychological go to the gym. There's people working out. I swear to God, that equipment is a lot better. Even the Precor equipment, Precor, which is a brand name, they're the ones I think that developed the elliptical machines, the first ones out. It doesn't feel as smooth as the Life Fitness. I like the Life Fitness. And, you know, I think next time I do get one, I'm going to get a Life Fitness. I don't know where the hell I'm going to put it, but make an extension somewhere and make a gym room or some shit. Or maybe I'll be up in Tennessee with a freaking house and have a Life Fitness machine in there with a freaking tanning bed. You know, some shit like that. And then I'll worry about it. So, anyway, equipment really works, man. The equipment really works. And I found the only thing I was doing, a lot of people think, would you lift weights? Do you do this? Because it looked like all my body was like, you know, at that time was all, you know, perfect, pretty much. Not like a muscle bound, but all symmetry, right? It was all from the elliptical machine. I swear to God, that thing gets your abs too, because you're lifting your legs, and when you lift your knees, that's like one of your better exercises for your abs. So you can kind of modify the way you use that elliptical machine. You can kind of move your hips in different positions. In the way you lift, you can use more arms, you can use more legs. That's kind of how I do it. I kind of switch it up a lot. It's like I'm actually doing a bunch of exercises in one, because sometimes when I'm using it, it looks like I'm using it all the same, but I'm not. Sometimes I'm using more legs, sometimes I'm using more thighs, sometimes I'm using more hamstrings, sometimes I'm using more upper body, sometimes I'm using more abs. So it does get a lot, because it's kind of like a rowing machine and a bicycle and a runner all in one. And I swear to God, that Life Fitness machine is one of the best ones gone. And it's got the heart rate monitor on it. I used to not like using it, because I used to say, it looks like my heart's going to blow up. Well, anyway. I remember one time I ran a PFT in the Marine Corps, and I ran that stupid heart rate monitor. And it was like just for, it wasn't for points or anything. And usually I ran sub 18. I ran like a 1908, which was like, and it wasn't like for the score, for the fitness test, because 18 is like a perfect score on a run. And I pretty much always ran under 18, but the 1908, and that was like over my max heart rate. I says, I ain't using this freaking heart rate monitor, man. Else is telling me that my heart was ready to blow up, and it made me slow down. I don't know if that's 100% accurate when they're giving you those medical guidelines about the 80%, your max heart rate, because I'm kind of curious what happens with trained athletes, and I don't know if when you get into it, I think you can sustain a much higher heart rate for much longer. So I don't know, we shall see, but I'm gonna take off tomorrow, the next day, as a precaution, just to make sure I don't die or some shit. But already I'm into the crap, 2 hours a day, over 2 hours a day, at 80% cardio heart rate for like a 35-year-old, which is like almost 30 years younger than me. I don't know if that's right or that's wrong, but that's what I'm doing, and I feel fine. Anyway, over now. We'll see what happens. Over now.